10 months have passed since the fair. The city was mostly quiet, except for the rain hitting the concrete and buildings. Amongst the buildings, however, a new tower had been constructed with a shining billboard, Limtech Industries. Passing through the street, Jade can be seen jogging in her leotard arm and leg sleeves with earphones in, which are harder to see as her curly hair blocks the view. Despite growing accustomed to having a curly rug of a hairstyle behind her at all times, she resented Sapphire for this look. "They'll grow out in a month," she said. "It'll straighten out," she promised. As Jade jogs to the double glass doors, she slows down, pushing it open, her cheeks flushed red from the 2 hours she spent exercising. She raises her hand to the man at the desk, who gave a gentle nod back. She meandered her way to the elevator and pressed for the 15th floor. Once up, she received a phone call, which she transferred to her left ear. Unsure if this is personal or not, she decides to answer in a professional manner.
Limtech Industries, Jade Summers speaking. Who's calling, please?
Oh, hi, Jade. It's Thomas from the London branch.
Hey, Tom. How can I help?
Well, we just received word from the Department of Business and Trade. They've greenlit another building for you in Bristol. Your station for energy production is good to go.
She glances at a desk she's passing.
John, Model 6. Change the refresh rate to 0.2 seconds. That should fix the latency. Sorry about that. Anyways, yes, perfect. How soon can we get the contractors in?
About 1 month. I'll have the team ready for you. Do you have blueprints?
Jade stops by the water tower and grabs a cup, quickly drinking it as she continues to walk through.
All set.
Okay, anything else we need to discuss?
No, not at the moment. Thank you, Tom.
Very well. In that case, I shall speak to you later.
Jade hangs up, taking her earphones out.
Tanya, anything new?
Someone's waiting in your office for you?
I wish Sapphire didn't just bolt in. Okay, thanks.
As Jade finally reaches her office, she opens the door and walks in.
Seriously, girl? Can a girl catch a break? It's literally 8:30 in the morning.
As she rants and takes off her leotard and arm sleeves, throwing them to the small desk in the corner.
Honestly, you'd think after last time I caught you listening to my playlist and dancing like a damn stripper, you'd have planned less surprises for me.
Well, guess I'll have to keep that in mind.
Jade's eyes widened as she turned to face the figure. Turns out this wasn't Sapphire, it was Joe, chief of police. Jade stood there, exposed and wide-eyed, completely stunned.
Joe?
Well, if this is how you treat your guests, I should call around more often.
And here, I thought you wanted to sneak peek my playlist, but no. Had to be nudes, huh?
Well, it was meant for serious talks, but if you're feeling that fruity...
Buy me dinner first, honey.
Both chuckle as Jade offers her left hand to shake his. If this was anybody else, she would have had them shot. But for Joe, something just seemed to click.
Nice to see you again.
Likewise. Although, what's with the left handshake?
I got hypersensitivity on my organic parts. Not been touched in my life. I'm working on a chip to help dull them.
Yipes. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, I was hoping you and I could have a little chat. You did bolt off after the fair.
Of course, happy to. But, mind if I put some clothes on and be a bit more professional?
Oh, go right ahead.
Jade quickly hopped behind a modesty screen she has in the office. As her life has become more and more busy, she had to set up in her office for a partial home life with a bed included. Some ruffling could be heard from behind. Joe looked around her office, noticing small details here and there.
I remember that article.
What article?
Limtech muscles out enhanced virtual operations. Was a bit stunning for the Daily Mail to report something straight for once.
I know, right?
Jade's arm quickly reached out of the screen, trying to reach for a shirt. Joe noticed and sees she has her hands full, so he walks over and hands it to her.
Thank you.
Joe smirked, then noticed the service medals, along with dog tags.
Who's the guy? Brother of yours?
Jade paused for a moment, trying to work out how to explain it to him.
That's me. I was Jake Winters before all of this.
Transition, did you? Long-term dysphoria?
No. A bomb, to be blunt.
Ow, I do beg your pardon. I didn't...
It's okay. It's okay. Used to it. This Ain't gonna be a problem, is it?
Hell no. I'm not so narrow-minded. Although, one question. How is your voice more natural? I thought when transitioning from male to female, the voice softens over a long time. At least that's what I understood.
Ah, voice synthesizer, Model 8. My vocal cords were severed from shrapnel, so they put that straight in my throat.
Youch.
You get used to it. But if they had given me a squeaky toy for vocals, someone was going to get shot.
Jade finally walks out in her formal wear, placing her glasses on properly.
There. Now then, take a seat.
As they sit down, Jade quickly pulls out 2 cans of drink, offering one for Joe.
Thanks. Right. We've got a few things to discuss here. Mind if I be blunt?
I prefer blunt. Fancy wording isn't my style.
Good. So, let's get to the serious ones first. When you're jogging in the mornings, several people were unnerved because they saw your gun.
My revolver?
Yes. One man even said they were worried you were going to go nuts and pull the trigger. Now, I understand soldiers carry their firearms, but seeing as you're building a company, I think it's safe to say you weren't going to just open fire for no reason. But is there any particular reason you carry your gun around? Or is it just habit?
Jade frowned, then pulled out the revolver in question, placing it on the table. Joe leans in and hovers his hand over it.
May I?
Sure, go ahead.
Joe picks up the revolver, noticing the details on it, and the fact it was a twin barrel.
This is what my Sarge left me when I was discharged. I have my license for it if you need to see the paperwork. Hold on. No, that's Jeanette's holiday form. Oh God, Martin, why did you leave your gumballs in here? Ah, here.
Joe looks over the paperwork, nods, then hands it back, and places the gun on the table again.
I'm still a bit paranoid. The cult of metal is in the United Kingdom, which means more hybrids.
Yeah. They are getting a bit out of hand, but I have noticed on the ones we take down, there's no Limtech equipment on them.
No. I refuse to let my work be corrupted. If anyone tries to hack into the algorithm, the limb or part in question self-sabotages. Not a permanent solution. Even the most determined will find a way to break this. But it's enough for the moment. I have a whole team dedicated to ensure the product ends up in the right hands, and everybody who is screened for any of our products are legitimate.
Joe rubbed his chin, looking down for a second, then back to her.
Syria?
Yeah, Syria.
I'm not surprised. I've heard nothing but horror stories from there. As it turns out, Evo were responsible for 85% of them. I knew Kilmer was a dick, but I didn't take him for heartless.
You know Kilmer? Personally?
Well, on and off. I was tasked with trying to make him see sense in letting his allies in to help rebuild America. But they all want nothing of the sort. The way most of the companies operate wouldn't fly here.
Then, why did we let them be contracted in the first place?
It's complicated. You know, with dealing with politics, nothing is completely set in stone for the moment. So the UK trying to establish connections will basically overlook certain details in order to gain access to technology. Generators, robotics, weapon systems, stuff like that. And while they're making some strides with Evo, you swiping in at the last second to undo that has shifted the balance.
Jade clears her throat, having a momentary flashback from her past.
Human life shouldn't have a price.
I agree. So you can imagine my delight when you pulled that stunt 10 months ago. A small comfort for those living in America right now, but hopefully they'll see this as a wake-up call.
So, Parliament is now looking for alternatives?
Yep, you were step one, but we need to find other sources, power being one, which brings me to my next question.
Jade sips from her can and looked at Joe, one eyebrow raised.
Okay, I'm listening.
Joe leans in slightly, keeping eye contact.
What else you got up your sleeves?
I have...
Joe tilts his head at her.
Are you okay?
Jade shakes her head slightly, considering if she should be exposing company secrets, let alone to someone who she seemed to pause for every now and again. She looks to him, a sense of calm coming back to her. Whatever Joe was triggering in her, it seemed to take effect the closer he got. Most people would have seen the obvious signs. Jade, on the other hand, never having saw those signs, is doing the equivalent of Wile E. Coyote running into a wall.
Yes. Just a momentary hiccup. I'm planning something, but nothing that I have put in motion. That's all I can say for the moment.
Okay, fair enough. But whatever you got going on, I think I can help.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Okay, last question then, but this is more of a favor.
Oh?
Well, it's a little bit hard to ask. I wouldn't trust anyone else with this. Do I have your confidentiality?
Always.
Perfect.
Joe leans back in his chair, looking a bit agitated.
Normally, I wouldn't do something unprofessional, but we're swamped at the station recently. Basically dealing with this cult and crimes in and around the area, several of my officers have been severely injured, literally missing arms and legs.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, Joe, truly. I know what it's like watching people in your squad getting hurt.
Stings, don't it?
What do you need?
I was hoping you'd ask. We need limbs. They want to keep fighting, but they literally have no leg to stand on.
Jade places her can on the table. She thinks for a moment, then leaned in slightly.
Well, this was so much smoother when you did the leaning in.
Joe smirked slightly, but backed away a little bit.
Does this help?
Yes, thank you. Okay, you help me. I help you. I got something that needs to be done as soon as possible.
I'm all ears.
Right. The blue site you have in Southville. How much would you need for you, including other officers, to turn your heads away from it for a while?
That's a lot of paperwork, and I mean a lot of paperwork.
But it is possible, correct?
What are you looking for in there, Jade?
All right, well, guess the cat's out of the bag. Confidentiality?
Confidentiality.
Good. Those sites around the UK and indeed the world are off limits. But there's something in them. I can see it from a camera feed. So,
Hold on. Camera feed?
yes, thanks to a friend of mine, I managed to get in touch with some Japanese friends in their military, who gave me access to a high-tech system orbiting Earth. This special piece of equipment is called a synthetic aperture radar, or SAR for short. It cuts through the weather and acts like a sonar for pictures.
Right, but why do you need that for exactly?
My promise when I first started was to help everyone. This includes bringing what I can back to life. With the tech we, or more accurately, our grandpas and grandmas all made, it can eat radiation. But these blue zones, they're not showing standard radiation, and the tech is worthless against it. I need to figure out what is going on if we are to fix our living space.
That's a lot of work ahead there. Jesus.
Jade thinks for a second, then leans back a bit in her chair.
I'll sweeten the deal. All limbs, all parts and services, free. Lifetime guarantee. Once we find out what models your people need.
Joe raised an eyebrow, taking several moments to think on this. On one hand, he'll have his fellow officers back in the field, but if Jade were to fail or get caught, it could be ruinous for them both. The blue sites operate like black sites for a reason. Not one person that goes in comes out the same. He read the reports, many went nuts within mere moments. Was it a good idea to let someone willing to go in? Or would this cause a huge fracture between him and the chain of command?
If you're serious on this, I need some guarantees.
He finally answered.
1. You get protection going in there. Hazmat all the way from top to toe. Got it?
Of course.
2. If you bring something out of there, it is safely handled.
I have lead-lined carriers with reinforced steel hulls. Nothing is going to be getting out of there once it's in.
Okay. And lastly,
He put his hand on top of her mechanical one. Jade's heart skips a couple of beats. She looked to him, trying to keep composure, but feeling her cheeks turning red, it was hard to maintain. Come back alive. Deal.
okay, well, I'll need a couple days to get that sorted. Considering the scale of what you're planning, it may even take a month. Promise me you won't get into trouble before then.
You have my word.
What is going on with me? She thought to herself. The metaphor of Wile E. Coyote could be heard with a large, cartoonish slam against a painting of a tunnel as she is trying to figure this out. As she shakes her head, getting her thoughts straight, Joe stands up.
Good. Okay, well, it's a deal. Give me some time, I'll get you what you need.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'll have some people come around to the station, get your people measured up and all.
Oh, I was not expecting it right away, just in case.
I insist. Your people are suffering, so I gotta try and do something. I got a few agents available tomorrow. Sound good?
Well, yeah, perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so that'll be booked in tomorrow. Lunchtime, okay?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, good.
Jade smiled, genuinely. something she's only done a handful of times. Joe returned the smile, nodding gently.
I appreciate this, Jade. Truly, this is above and beyond. What else can I do to say thank you?
Jade froze for a second, a thought surging through her head. On one side of her ears, she heard, no. On the other side, she heard, do it. What's the worst that could happen? On that, she took in a sharp breath.
Well, there is something small. You any good with phones?
She asked, while handing her phone to him.
Sort of. I'm used to most models. Yeah, I'm familiar with this one. What seems to be the problem?
It doesn't have your number in it.
Well, I think I can help with that. Here you go, ma'am. One number. Direct line to me.
Jade's grin went from ear to ear as she chuckled, albeit nervously.
Thank you.
Send me a text and I'll message you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, Joe. And saved. I'll be in touch.
As he left, Jade was still smirking, but she was a bit shaky. She sat down, saving Joe's number in her phone.
What the hell was I thinking?
Seriously, you're supposed to be a goddamn professional. What the fuck was all that about?
It was to...
Jade sighed, trying to sort out the argument in her head.
It's harmless fun.
Harmless. Sure, he's just seen you naked. Now you flirted with him when you got no experience in dating. Also, he's a goddamn cop. You really think he was looking for unprofessionalism from someone who's worth billions at this point?
Enough.
She picked up the satellite image of the blue site she has had her eyes on.
The police department will be helped, and they will have the full backing from us. And now, we may be able to work on something bigger.
This blue site has a shit ton of material in it. No one has been able to touch. Don't go fucking this one up, girl. Because if you do, no amount of flashing yourself to Joe is going to fix this. And when we're in there, I don't want to get blown up.
She realized she was alone, her door closed, and thankfully the soundproof glass and walling prevented her from being heard by anyone else. A notification popped up in her left lens.
Intrusive thought detected. Scrambling. Done.
Jade had been suffering from a multitude of problems since becoming the owner of Limtech. Thoughts, lots of them. But the intrusive ones are ones that she doesn't specifically know how to tackle. It's as if she is arguing with her old self. Jake. She sighed and looks into her drawer in her desk, pulling out medication and slamming them down her neck faster than she could think. All the motions were automatic at this point. She looks at the wall clock. 8:42 a.m. She picks up her phone and calls one of her assistants.
John, need an appointment with Dr. Phillips.
Yes, ma'am. 2 hours later, Jade is in the doctor's. She is sat on a chair looking to the short man named Dr. Phillips. He looked at some x-rays before walking with some copies to the desk.
Well,
He began.
Good news, your cerebrum is starting to see positive results. The ghosting, or phantom pain, isn't registering much thanks to the new inhibitors.
Okay, but the rest?
Well, that's a bit trickier, my dear. You see here, your frontal lobe is still mostly intact, but that's not saying much from the last time. I do have medication to help, but we'll need to look into how to fix that. We do have some bioengineers working on an organic-like replacement, but that'll be next month. Your cerebellum has seen some improvements, but that could be the robotics. We'll monitor it as it goes.
And my occipital lobe?
You're seeing perfectly well out your right eye. However, your left one may require a complete removal.
Shit. What's happening?
Cataracts. You've neglected it for so long that it's completely taken over the organic part. You'll need a new lens for now. Our opticians are here.
Okay. And the arguing with myself part?
Dr. Phillips sighed, putting down the photos.
That is what is bothering me. The program that used to knock you out of it wasn't as responsive, you said?
Yeah. It happened like 2 seconds after I yelled.
Hold still.
He quickly stood up and put a cable into one of Jade's cable ports on her cheek. She shakes a bit, getting herself under control as the sensors lit up.
Okay, so it shows here. Your hippocampus and your amygdala are having issues once again. It appears that you have a minor disconnect between the wires in your head. Have you had any head trauma recently?
I banged my head into the cupboard, but it was only a minor bump.
That wouldn't have caused this. Looks like we're going to have to strengthen the connection.
How long is that going to take?
Oh, we'll just open up your neck plate. We'll put you to sleep for this procedure. I've changed the interceptor to monitor this problem as well. Plus also changed its refresh rate. We'll get you in shortly. One last thing to talk about. You've halted your HRT. Any particular reason?
Yeah, wanna tell him? Or we...
Jade shook her head lightly. A notification in her left lens flares up.
Looks like the refresh rate was the right call. All right, now we nabbed that. You wish to tell me?
I got a lot on my plate right now, and a lot of work to get done.
Jade, it wouldn't take long. You already had the bottom, top, and facial surgery, plus the skeleton recorrection. All that is needed is the hormone therapy.
The truth behind her hesitation is she doesn't know if she is still looking for a way back to being Jake or not. Having all of this to deal with whilst maintaining a company hasn't been easy. The fact is Jade digs herself in so much work that she doesn't have time to think on the matter. If she's busy, she's not thinking on it.
I just need a little more time to think.
Well, all right. Just remember, though, sooner is better than later. It could also help calm you down.
Okay, I'll bear it in mind. Thank you, doctor.
No problem. Now, let's get you in for those quick ops, shall we?